Okay. So, anyway, I'm still pretty upset, as usual, because I'm always upset. That's the premise of the show.
And you have managed to be upset every day of your life.
I have. I'm upset every day. I'm constantly upset. What a dick I am.
But you look for it.
Yeah. You freaking out about how old you are?
No.
No, I am. I feel like everything's over.
That's why I tease you. And I say, are you losing your sight? And
yeah.
Is this over? Is that happening?
I'm just sort of freaking out that, like, you know...
What's over, dear?
Well, people start to look real bad when they're about, like, 50. No matter how much you take care of yourself. I've seen a lot of people look pretty bad.
I'm going to defy the odds.
I mean, you know, I figure I got 20 more good years left until I become like an old man. I mean...
And then what happens?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know.
So I really only have 20 years of life left at the most. Of real life. And what have I experienced?
Everything.
I go to work. I go home. I go to work. And I go home.
What would you be experiencing if you weren't doing that?
What? I don't know.
You act like you'd be doing something else.
I mean, if I didn't go to work and I didn't go home?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be doing something else.
What?
You know what I'd be doing. Be having a party is what I'd be doing.
You could have a party. No, you have parties all the time. You just had a party on Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not the same. Then my wife yells at me for 2 or 3 days straight.
Is she yelling?
I mean, is this all there is? One starts to question, is this it?
See, you act as if you had no idea what you were getting into. This is what amazes me about you.
I know. I didn't.
You went off and did all this stuff as if you had no clue that it lasts forever.
I am clueless. I am clueless.
I am always shocked that you're surprised at your life.
I am clueless. Was clueless, am clueless to this day. Still don't know what I'm doing.
Finally, you're beginning to think things through.
Yeah. It's a little late, though, isn't it?
I think so.
I'm 41 years old.
You've made some indelible decisions. You can't get rid of them.
That's right. Damn right. Hey, Fred, you losing your hair?
Am I?
Yeah, bend over again. Oh, I feel a little... Oh, okay, you're not.
No.
All right. I was hoping you were.
You're watching him to see if he's aging badly, too.
But here we are at the crossroads, Robin. It's clearly the crossroads.
Does it bother you that your children are getting older?
That's correct.
Because I think about that, too. I said, at least I don't have to watch somebody else grow up and know that, geez, that makes me old.
And I'm raising kids who are going to grow up just to be, prepared for some guy.
Oh, here we go.
Some jerk.
That's why how you're raising your daughters?
Nah, but it always happens that way. They run off to the guy. As
fodder for men?
Yeah, they end up marrying somebody. All this work I'm putting into them so some jerk can be with them. It's so much crap. You know what I'm saying, guys? They know what I'm talking about.
I don't understand a word you're saying. I think that women like to get married, so your daughters would be doing something they enjoy.
Good luck.
Oh,
if they marry a jerk like me. No, you don't know what it is, though. I take a look at a guy like Scott the engineer. He wanted to go to the Super Bowl party on Friday that we had. He wasn't allowed to go.
Well, you guys locked yourself into these things.
I know. It's killing him, too.
Is it?
Yeah. He's pretty upset that he missed the Super Bowl party. But
you seem to be unable to exist without a lot of help. You need these women in your life.
Oh, I do. Hey, Scott, where are you? Let's talk about your situation.
So make you feel better.
Where's Scott the engineer? Because I said to him, hey, Scott, why didn't you come to the Super Bowl party? Oh, well, I had a meeting. Yeah, I had a meeting. I go, you had a meeting or you just weren't allowed to go? And he goes, I wasn't allowed to go.
And now you're calling him in?
Yeah.
Notice how quickly he's coming.
Hey, Scott, what happened to you, man? What's going on in your life? How old are you?
80. apparently not old enough.
Yeah.
80 going on 12.
Scott's like one of the most undesirable men in the country.
Thank
and
you.
Yet his wife has managed to somehow work it into the situation where she thinks and he thinks that he's the most desirable man on the planet.
Well, if you were a woman and you wound up with Scott, wouldn't you have to pretend to yourself that somebody else wanted him?
Because out of all the guys who went to the Super Bowl party, is probably the least desirable. I mean, out of any guy sitting there.
Well, he's in. I mean, but come on, you're quibbling down there at the bottom.
Yeah, right. I'm saying that you know all the guys who went to the Super Bowl party on Friday.
Why do I come in here?
It's all right. Calm down. You know the score. You've been around a long time. You've looked in the mirror. Out of all the guys that you can think of that went to the Super Bowl party.
I don't know what Jeff Schick looks like.
Oh, all right. So forget Jeff. Cross him off the list. But Jeff's kind of a nice looking guy.
Okay. And I don't know a couple of other people. But, when you get down to, like, Ronnie and Scott.
Yeah, but wait a second. If you had to sleep with one of the guys at that Super Bowl party, and you had to go first and say who was the least desirable, think of personality and think of appearance. And wouldn't it be Scott?
I don't remember everybody who was on the list.
Okay, here, I'll give you the list.
Okay.
Gary.
Yeah.
Who at least is like a kind of a fun guy, and he's not horrible looking.
But then he starts telling those stories.
But you think Scott is better looking than Gary?
No.
Okay.
No.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm defending you.
Okay.
When there was Fred, there was the usuals, me.
Yeah, I know all of you guys.
Yeah, okay. And then you had guys like, Wayne Siegel and Neil and Gay Rich, of course, and Ralph, and who else, Fred? Who else was in the room? Billy
was there. Billy was there.
Yeah, out of all the guys that I could name that were there.
Dominic.
Oh, Dominic.
But Dominic is even more attractive than Scott.
A few of the guys from E.
Yeah, some of the E crew was there.
They're all good looking.
Yeah, they're good looking guys.
Rich that works in the back. Jeff, your computer guy.
Right. Rich, the intern.
Right.
Yeah, I guess when I think about the whole crew.
Yeah.
In terms of the whole package.
In terms of sexual desirability. I mean, Scott's...
Well, there's quite a few who are floating close to zero, but
right.
Scott, he's right there.
I finally won something.
Yeah.
Hey, all right.
I mean, Scott's
number one.
Scott's overweight, he's bald, he's
miserable.
He's hairy, except for on his head.
You know what the funny thing is, too? When you talk to Scott, he always tries to convince you that in his day, he was some sort of, like,
ladies man. Yeah, ladies man. Yeah, he always has stories.
I was the Johnny Depp of Queens.
Bring us pictures.
Yeah, Scott's always trying to convince everyone that he had... To tell some of your stories about how you used to swing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, come on.
Oh, he can't even talk about it.
Before you were even married?
I don't know what you're talking
about. Before you were married.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He can't talk about
He just gave me a look like, don't you understand my wife's listening?
That.
I mean, your wife gets mad at you if you talk about the past?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you serious? Talk to me here. What's going on with you? You're
Nothing.
a grown man.
I know.
And you can't talk about whether or not you had sex before you met your wife?
Of course I had sex.
And you'd say you were like a real lady.
You were married before. You had a previous wife.
Yes, I did. That's why I'm not talking about it, okay?
What? You got a problem with your ex-wife?
Look how stained.
No, I don't have a problem with her.
Look how stained your fingers are. But you see what I mean about Scott? He's one of those guys who's not desirable at all, but he can't even talk because he has such a complicated love life.
No, I don't.
Please,
all of these women find him so desirable, and they're so jealous.
Well, his wife is afraid somebody will spirit Scott away.
Right.
He's such a wonderful man.
She has nothing to worry about. Nobody wants you.
I understand that.
That's what I'm trying to tell her. How come you can't go to the Super Bowl party? What happened there Friday?
Nothing.
What happened? You asked permission and she said no?
I was busy.
No, you weren't. You told me you weren't busy.
I had personal business.
No, you didn't. You were not given permission to go. True.
You didn't even bother to ask.
Right.
He was afraid to ask.
Man, you are so put in your place. You are so put in your place, Dave. What do you mean?
Don't do this.
Don't do what?
What happens? I got to know. What happens if we have this conversation?
Yeah, what's the fallout? What is the worst that can happen?
What do you think?
I don't know. I have no idea.
It could be anything from, oh, I heard you on the radio today, to a complete freeze-out. You got to tell us.
Yeah. Would it be a freeze-out?
No, wouldn't be a freeze-out.
Right.
Would there be a lot of yelling?
Probably.
Ah.
And a swift kick in the nuts.
Why? Just for talking?
Man,
I don't want to go into it.
You're a messed up dude. You got some life.
It's great.
It's great.
Are you happy?
Totally.
He's totally happy.
That's it.
I'm thrilled.
You know what I don't understand? I don't understand why women want men this miserable.
I don't know. Because I said to Scott, where were you Friday? It was a kick-ass party.
And he swore.
I was busy.
He swore the entire time all the preparations were being made that he had previous engagement.
And he had no previous engagement.
You had something that was cancelable.
Yeah, but he couldn't cancel because if he went home and told his wife he was canceling it, that would have been it.
She would cancel my genitals.
I just missed you there. I thought you would have had a good time.
Nah, who needs that?
It was a man's bonding
You
day.
used to be able to do things like this. What have you done? Do you?
I have my wife. I have my wife. I don't.
No.
He doesn't cheat.
Cheat? No.
He has no one to cheat with.
But
Right.
the point,
Who would cheat with me? You just went through it.
Then why is there this paranoia?
Because that makes Scott seem more desirable. Do you understand? That's my theory on Scott. If you have a guy who's very undesirable, suddenly, well, if someone's so, if the two of them are like busy, he becomes desirable.
So if we're keeping him from things, it's because we have this fantasy that somebody else wants him.
Right. I see him at those parties. He sits in a chair. Nobody even goes over to him.
Near him.
Right.
Even with money, Scott is not attractive.
Right. The guy's sitting there with a pile of 20s and he can't get someone to dance for him.
Nobody wants to dance for me. Where's the lobster?
So you weren't in here even for the massages? You didn't...
No.
I didn't get a massage. I was in here, but I didn't...
Yeah, you just ran the board. You didn't request a massage? You didn't...
No, he knows better. The cameras were on.
You know what he was just about to say? You know what lie he was just about to tell?
What?
That he has his wife. He doesn't need any other woman.
No. He just He wants to have. He wants to be at a massage party.
He's trying. His wife has now taught him that he's supposed to say that no other woman is desirable to him now that he had her.
Is that true?
She didn't teach me anything.
Desirable. No other woman is desirable. No other woman is desirable. My mantra.
No, give me a cigarette. Hey, hold your fingers up to the camera. I want people to see the yellow on your fingers. I've never seen anything like it. Come here.
You mean this
one? Yeah, that's roach. Yeah, look at that. Look at what's going on that finger. Wow, wait.
Doesn't that concern you that the tips of your fingers are brown?
Brown. They're like this golden glowing.
But that's
glowing. Yes.
They've got a tan. He's got a tan on the end of his fingertips.
It's like my plutonium manicure.
Anyway, because I saw Scott yesterday. I said, Scott, how could you not have gone? I couldn't go. I had a previous engagement. And I said, well, what'd you have to do? That was so important. I said, you didn't have a previous engagement. He goes, no, that's right. That's right.
Well, it's a good thing you finally grew up and got out of your parents' home.
Yeah, barely. All right, dude.
Long time out of there.
Good for you, man. All right, congratulations.
Hey, things are fine.
Yeah. Okay, good, man. Glad they're fine. Thank you.
Hey.
That's Scott the Engineer.
Anytime.
All right. Thank you.
I love my wife. I love my wife. I need a cigarette. I love my wife. I need a cigarette.
I love my wife. I love my kid.
Give me a cigarette.
I love my kid with cigarettes.
I need more cigarettes.
How many trips to the store for cigarettes this week?
That's the funniest thing. I was thinking about Scott and the fact that he goes shopping for cigarettes.
Yeah.
Every other day. We figured out him and his wife go through a carton every other day.
Mm-hmm.
But they play this game where they won't go and just buy 5 cartons of cigarettes. They'll only buy 1 carton at a time.
Or even cases. You don't have a month's worth.
I know. So Scott just will buy 1 carton, and he knows he's going to buy a minimum of 5 cartons a week, but he has to go to the store. I love that. I just think that's wild. And then him and his wife are like, you go get the carton.
I wouldn't have anything else to do.
It satisfies my primal urge.
It gets him out of the house. What are you talking about?
It's like the hunt, the hunter going for his pelt.
Hunting for my cigarettes.
Yes. Where shall I go today? Shall I go to Walmart or Kmart?
I'm going to track my cigarettes.
Yes.
I might go nuts and go and buy 12 packs from a machine.
That would be dangerous.
I'm training a cigarette hunting dog.
Do you always buy your packs from the same store?
No.
I like to mix it up.
I have a
Some days 7-Eleven, and sometimes the Indian guy down the street.
Where do you go primarily to buy your cigarettes? What store?
Who's your main supplier?
Stationery store near my house.
Oh, yeah? He has the best price?
Yeah.
Have you scouted out, like, where to get the best buy on a carton?
Of course. Well,
yeah.
I mean, you know.
And are there some places you'll only buy a pack until you can get to the place you can get the carton?
Yeah. Seriously, is that true? Is that true?
No.
He's going to come in here one day with a gun and wipe us all out. I know it.
Why you say that?
Everyone thinks that's going to be Scott's future.
I don't know why.
He's going to be in a jail cell, and you know what? He'll be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'll sit there with a big grin.
Look, life
Smoking.
runs on cigarettes in jail.
Yep.
Cigarettes are money in jail.
I know.
I don't care.
You'll be very happy there.
You know, in jail, a cigarette smoker is king. I am an entrepreneur. Yes, because a cigarette is worth money. Services are exchanged, and the whole economy runs on cigarettes. It is the most perfect economy.
You want someone killed? 50 cottons.
I'd be the J. Paul Getty of Sing Sing.
I was framed.
You know, my grandfather on my father's side was a smoker for early on in his life, and in the Army he used to trade his food for cigarettes. He was so into cigarettes that by the time he was like 30, they said to him, or not even, actually when he was in the Army, they said to him, you got to stop smoking, because he'd already developed like some kind of lung disorder. And the guy quit cold turkey and lived a long life. Actually lived well into his 90s. But, you know, but Scott, he'll never stop.
Scott has no desire to live a long life.
Right.
What a fool your grandfather was. Chose life over cigarettes. He chose quality of life over cigarettes.
Jerk.
A life without cigarettes is no life. So true. I'm knitting that into a sampler.
Yeah, Scott's wife wouldn't let him go to the Super Bowl party. Oh, I don't know if it was a direct order.
No, I think he was
He was afraid to ask.
even go home and ask.
You did not even ask your wife?
No.
Why didn't you just come? Why didn't you just come Friday? After work.
He couldn't change this appointment without her knowing something was up.
I see.
If there had been another situation, he could have done it.
No.
What was the appointment? Like something mundane, but yet if you had changed it, it would have drawn attention?
They were loading the cigarette machine at 7-Eleven.
That's right. I had to watch that.
I go down to watch.
What was it like? Like you had to go like visit school or something for the kid or something?
Something like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got you pegged. Oh.
I'm so easy.
Is there a person left inside that frame?
No.
Is there a man in there somewhere?
Been driven out.
There's no man in there. There's a woman trapped inside that body. There's a man somewhere in there.
Are you a man or a monk?
Got any cheese?
So what store do you go to mostly for your cigarettes? The tobacco store, the little corner store?
Yeah.
A little stationery store.
I would think at a supermarket you get a better price on cigarettes.
But those long lines.
It's too impersonal. Cigarettes are very intimate.
I like to know the person I buy from.
I like to sit and have a discussion. I like to know where the cigarettes came from.
Do you know the guy's name at the store where you buy the cigarettes?
No.
You don't. How long you?
He knows you by sight.
How long does he know you? Like, oh, hello.
Yeah.
Of course, it's got to know you. You're there every other day. Does the guy ever say to you, hey, Scott, why don't you buy a couple of cartons?
No.
He knows my routine.
I don't even have to ask for them.
Are you not embarrassed? You don't have to ask for him?
Of course
No, he
not.
knows what Scott knows.
I walk in, I get the...
They're already rung up by the
there
time
you are.
they get to the
That's
counter.
right. It's in the bag, ready to go.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's impressive.
Even that guy wants Scott out of there quick.
And the guy doesn't ever question, like, why you only buy one carton at a time?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think that's peculiar? Wouldn't he say to you, hey, Scott, I'll sell you 3 cartons. You go wild. You don't have to come in every day.
Yeah, Scott, I'll get them for you by the case. Come
And
on.
when do you actually get the cigarettes? Do you get them on the way home from work, or do you go home first, relax, and then go out for your carton?
I don't have a set pattern of when I get them.
Yeah, but what is the most likely to happen? Is it on the store?
On the way home.
On the way home.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you'll drive home, and you'll stop off at the store.
Right.
Is it one of those things where you almost get home and then you just drive by because you forgot to go to get the cigarettes?
No.
You just know.
Yeah, if I have to do some errands, bank or post office or whatever, I'll...
To do your errands, and then boom.
Do you have to wait till the last pack is out of the carton at home before you buy the new carton?
No.
Or you automatically know to go a day and a half.
Yes, there's a set time and day, you know.
Right.
I have a schedule on the web.
No.
Well, that's what you're making it out to be.
Well,
I check
it
off the
sounds
days
like that. It just
when I
sounds
get the
like you
cigarettes.
have to know because you can't.
As we smoke a pack, I have a.
No, you can't monitor your wife smoking. I mean, so you don't know how many she's gone through, how many cartons or how many packs, and then you have to figure your packs. There's a lot of figuring.
So you
that goes
grab
on
a
there.
pack in the morning and you just notice
and
how
check
much
the cartons.
is in there?
There's so much work involved, you wouldn't believe it.
It's just curious that a guy buys one carton at a time.
I have
All
these
right.
stacks of papers that I go
All right.
through.
You know what? I don't want to. I don't know.
What are you doing to me? I mean,
It's
come on.
fascinating to me,
It's
but
ridiculous.
Yeah. Maybe it's ridiculous to you, but it's fascinating to me. Scott's life with his cigarettes, his cartons. And what if you guys go away somewhere for a weekend?
Then we buy like 23 cartons.
No. What do you buy? Like 2 cartons in advance?
Yeah.
And pack them?
Can you imagine? You know what? We got to take our E-Crew, videotape Scott walking into that little store
and seeing the guy
grab his carton, have it all wrapped for him.
Good morning, Haji. The usual, please.
So no words are exchanged between you and this guy. And how long is this ritual?
Where I go, I said I don't go to the same place every time.
But that guy's place, like you could end up going there for a couple of weeks straight. What
depends on where I am.
Does the guy say hello to you?
Yes.
He does. And you just say hi back. He hands you the carton that's already in a brown paper bag.
Yes.
And then
2 packs of matches.
Do you always have to ask for it, make sure there's matches?
Depends. I mean, no matches.
No matches.
By lighter.
I use my fingers.
No, come on. What do you do?
I have a lighter.
You have a lighter? So does the guy ever put matches in there?
No.
You tell him not to?
Right.
You say, please, no matches.
No matches.
Is that what you say each time?
Well, they'll ask you a lot of times, you want matches? No.
So now he doesn't even bother asking you because he knows you don't want.
This particular store,
Right.
There are, but I mean, it depends.
See, Scott would throw off the whole routine now if he said 2 cartons.
It depends on who's working.
I'll screw his head up.
And
2
if you went
cartons and 3 packs of matches.
And if you went in there and asked him for 2 cartons, the guy would be like, he would say something to you. Oh.
What happened? You win the lotto?
No.
I have relatives coming in from out of town. We're having a smoking party.
The wholesaler family smoke.
I would like to offer them a cigarette and not run out of my own pack.
Stuffing the
Now,
turkey
I
with cigarette
got a
butts.
Well, we do.
Now here's this is a family that smokes. Do you have those dishes that you keep cigarettes in on the table?
No.
So that you can just pick one up?
Nah, they're always in their packs.
But when we have company, we put those little those glasses, with the cigarettes.
Oh, do you really?
Like when you go to a bar mitzvah.
Yeah, right. That's when Scott's in heaven.
I don't have to dip into my own pack. Ugh. I can smoke on the host and hostess. I'm in nicotine heaven here.
You see Scott going from table to table, emptying out all the cigarettes.
You'd think he'd have those fancy crystal dishes that you put cigarettes in.
Yeah.
So into it.
Yeah, you should have a big cigarette on the wall. A giant cigarette, like a giant hero.
A neon cigarette.
Yeah.
My smoking
His cigarette is it defines Scott and who he is, and there's so much involved with his cigarette habit and his packs.
I will stop one day, even when I die.
Yeah, when you die.
Right. He's the cigarette industry's best friend.
Absolutely.
He's the guy.
He is the Marlboro Man.
Yeah, he is. That's the Marlboro Man. All right, very good. Well, there he is. Some more insight into Scott and buying his cigarettes.
There you go.
That's one joy in my life.
Yeah. I love it.
All right, thanks, man. I got a lot to talk about.
I know. Why don't you get to that?
All right.
Get to that.
Such a monotone, his voice.
Why don't you get to that? Why don't you get to that? I could have already spoken 3 cigarettes it's taken for you to abuse me.
Are you feeling edgy now? You're going to go have a cigarette?
I'll probably go have a cigarette, but I don't feel edgy.
Right. Can't believe you couldn't go to the Super Bowl party, man.
He used to be able to do that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
You used to be allowed to go.
Yeah.
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 Times change.
Yes.
I keep hearing you talk about it on the radio. I wish I had been there. Oh, well. I missed it.
I've been to them. They're all the same.
Oh, boy.
No, they're not.
Oh, boy.
Once you've been to one, you've been to them.
You're like a trick pony.
Yeah. It was kind of nice not having
Wouldn't you
Scott.
love it?
It was nice not having Scott at the party.
Yeah.
Please don't say anything about me being at the party.
I'm not here.
Yeah, don't say that I got to dance. Please, don't say anything about the
I
massage.
remember the one time I happened.
Don't say I got a massage. No, don't say that. Please.
I happened to be. It was like we were taking a trip to Philly,
Yeah.
and we stopped off at one of those places,
I wasn't there. I was on the bus. I never went to any strip club.
I never saw a thing. I never got a coat dent.
My eyes are closed.
I cannot confirm or deny.
All right. I never took my hat off either.
I never walked in.
Like, he's so desirable that he'd walk in a strip club and all the women would want to marry him.
You might as well not be there.
No, nothing to do with me. They all go wild for Scott.
Now you figured out the reason why I stay away.
That's the premise.
I don't want to,
That's the premise. That's the only premise I can figure.
The
Why
real
wouldn't you
tip.
want your husband going to a strip club?
Because brown aura that draws them.
He's so desirable. He's so handsome and foxy.
He
He's so
is
dynamic.
the Brad Pitt of Bayside.
Yeah, right.
The Warren Beatty of Whitestone.
So if he was to, if strippers were to see him, they would flip out and want to just steal him away.
It's happened. I mean,
Right.
I'm a sex machine.
I don't want to disrupt the party.
He
that's
has
cool.
to have guards to go to his car.
I wish my wife felt that way about me.
Honey, I promise you I will not run off with any strippers today.
Now, I can understand Slash coming in here and saying,
Right.
yeah, my wife hates strippers.
Right.
I don't understand Scott.
Yeah.
Slash from Guns N' Roses
Yeah.
might have a problem.
Yeah, he might have a problem. He has a track record of women running off with him.
Yeah.
Your wife should love you as much as my wife loves me.
Absolutely.
You wish that on every man,
You can't
don't you?
beat that. Yeah.
You can't beat that kind of love.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's
And
sort of
can't you see the joy it gives me?
possessive love. Very good. I'm glad to see that you're so desirable.
Yes.
Women fighting over Scott.
Yeah. One
right.
woman, anyway. She's fighting with herself.
I guarantee. If you, let me talk to her. I'll tell her the truth. There's nobody looking for you.
Oh, boy. I need a cigarette. I gotta go buy cotton. Maybe Howard's right. I'll buy 2 cottons at a time. I wouldn't have to stop off every other day and buy some Haji. Let's see, where should I go today? Bell Boulevard or... Maybe I'll buy cigarettes in Manhattan. Yeah.
Oh, I never thought of that.
That's living wild.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Very good, Scott. Thank you for joining us. I got to take a break. I'm falling behind now. I start talking to Scott and I can't stop.
I know you get sucked in.
I know.
Like the drug nicotine.
See, that's what happens with women.
Thank you.
They start talking to me, they can't stop.
All right, we'll be back right after these words.